COVID text classifier. Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, Shivam.
Okay, ma'am. So, we to for the introduction of this project, we will like to give one background that uh, the entire globe suffered from COVID-19 pandemic second wave, and particularly India, and third wave is also on the way, experts are saying. So, in second wave, we saw that many people were struggling to find essential commodities and supply them to those in need because everyone was locked in their homes. So there was no proper means, and even if they were getting requests through online medium, it was getting messed up uh, because your requests were coming on social media platforms where many other things are also there. So requests were getting messed up, and people were not able to prioritize the requests. So we thought there is a need to classify such content so one can easily find what he needs. So the problem statement of our project is to help everyone battle with the COVID-19 pandemic. A machine learning based text classifier application is to be developed that can assist people in prioritizing response to offers and requests of essentials that they encounter mixed up in other stuffs on their contact channels, ultimately saving precious lives. So to implement that, we defined several objectives. We plan to use object-oriented language, that is Java. We thought of training several models, and we trained text using the trained model and NLP library so that it is helpful to display real-time statistics. We have made provision in our application, and the mentioned facilities are implemented through JavaFX GUI. So for training, I'll switch on to the code. So this is how we trained our model. There are four models that we trained. One for uh, categorizing text whether it is COVID or not, and two algorithms we have used for that. Earlier we used only one, then we realized we can get improvements through other algorithms as well. One is perceptron, and the default one is max entropy. So briefly explaining about the algorithms, max entropy, as the name suggests, uses the max entropy principle, wherein the data with maximum entropy is chosen, the model with maximum entropy is chosen, and the perceptron model is basically a single layer neural network. Uh, so we trained four of our models. One model is to classify whether that text is COVID or not, and other one is to subclassify if the model turns out to be COVID. So, looking at some of the accuracies of the models that we trained, this one is for is COVID percept model. These are the accuracy of the model that we trained. These are two of them. Actually, eight of them are there. Out of the four we have trained, and four were available to us. So this is the second model that we trained, and this one was available to us. So coming to how are we training the model? First, we make a train file, which can be seen here. This is the train file for is COVID model. The format for is first the category name, and after that text followed. Uh, so the train file is first read, and then training parameters are set. The algorithm and number of iterations, cutoff parameter, all that is set, and then we are using the document categorizer me class for training the model, and after that we are saving the trained model at a specified location, and that trained model is afterwards used, which is linked with our front end interface. So in the main function, we first call the dash.fxml file, which is here, which in turn is connected to dash controller. Inside dash, we are using the trained models. So uh, firstly, we are also making a call to internet where we are accessing a CSV file that gives us real-time data of uh, confirmed, recovered, and expired COVID cases in India that is displayed in our front end. Uh, the URL is here, and We are using CSV Reader for that. Uh, uh, we are sending the calculated data to the front end from here, and I think from here Sahil can continue, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So all present now.
Yes, yes, Sahil. Start.
Yes, ma'am. So, as Shivam told you that we are using internet to access the real-time COVID stats of India and displaying the real-time status and the past 3 months trend of COVID in India. So this is the application I'll show you directly. This is the output that we are getting. This is the JavaFX application that we have made, and we have incorporated the changes that you suggested last time. You asked us to show the percentages also with the pie chart, so we have done that. I'll just give some input. You can see that now percentages are also visible over here. Like for the subcategories, what percentage is Corona in this text and what percentage is request or offers. And you also asked us to incorporate more of the Java concepts. So some of them were remaining. Most of them we already had done, but some of them were remaining, like thread and lambda. So we used thread also and lambda also. I'll show you over here. You can see that we are using thread over here, and we are implementing thread using lambda. So both of the concepts are covered in this one only. And what basically is happening whenever we are giving input for this first page, COVID classifier, at the same time, a new thread is being started, which finds the data for this third page, comparison page, and shows us the comparison between both the algorithms that we have, Maxentropy and Perceptron. It shows how these both algorithms perform under the same input. So you can see that for Maxentropy, the category Corona gives 50%, around more than a little bit, slightly bigger, more than 50%. That is related to COVID, but Perceptron performs much better over here. It shows that 88% is Corona related and 11.92% is others. And subcategory also, you can see that it is almost like equal only. A little bit Corona is a little bit more than others, but over here the Corona is a lot more than others. So if I give some other input like India born 7 adults. See that this is not related to COVID, so it will display non-COVID and it will extract useful information like name, locations like India and Tokyo were there in the text, so it extracted that. And the same comparison again, it will run this new thread will run and it will calculate the percentage pie charts for all these two algorithms. So and that's all about output, and I'll show you like the concepts that we have covered. So we are also covering like a collection over here. We are using the observable array list over here. The collections are being covered, and most of the concepts we have already covered.
Actually, very good interface designed, both of you.
Thank you.
The interface is really good and implemented. Really, I think good work done by both of you. So coming to, I think, Java concepts, most of the concepts anyways, I hope you have already discussed with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
During lab, right? So I think most of the Java concepts have been used here. Very good. And yeah, that's all. I think this that pie chart is displaying the text and all. It's not aligned properly.
Well, the space was not that. That's why.
Big
So
enough.
I'll try to do it. I'll try to make some changes. And
Okay, okay. Fine, it is fine.
Your voice broke, ma'am.
Actually, it's good work. And related to vaccination, I asked you to include something, no? Also.
yes, ma'am. But vaccination that was not possible basically. So for that, it's a different thing. Basically,
That
the
was-
projects, our aim of the project is different. We want to categorize the text basis on the basis of COVID or non-COVID. So the aim shifts totally if we include
Okay.
vaccination.
Okay, okay, fine.
So
No, just for visualization, you could have at least included related to the number of vaccinated people in a particular
Yes.
region.
Yes, ma'am, that we can do that. Like we are fetching data from the internet for COVID stats of India. In that way, we can fetch that also. We can add a separate page about that in this one. That can be done.
Okay, okay, fine. Good. It's overall, it's very good work actually done by both of you. And its main thing is completely in Java.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. You can show the report.
Yes, ma'am. Rest of the PPT and report. Sahil, you want
Report,
to show or shall I show?
report. I'll open the report again.
And the rest of the PPT also you can show.
To the PPT, I don't have the link of that one. Can you present that?
Okay, PPT I will finish off and then
Okay, present. I'll stop presenting. Let me PPT.
so these are the objectives that were discussed, and after that, coming to the methodology, the same thing that was explained now. That first of all, we'll be training the model and then improving the model as much as we can by purifying the data or using other algorithms and parameters, then reading the real-time data from the web, and both of these things were done in backend. So these two will be pushed to front end, wherein wherein the data will be displayed in uh, uh, user-friendly manner using graphs and numerically as well. So that was all about the methodology. The main OOP concepts used, we have tried to cover everything, each and every concept. So main of them are inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism, interfaces. Everything that were missing in the last demo are also included here. And now moving on to the models used, as I told, there were 8 models. 4 of them trained by us, namely these four. Uh, Namely these four, yeah, the below one and the above one were available to us. So, and these are the libraries used: Commons CSV for reading the CSV file online, OpenNLP for NLP implementations, and JavaFX for the front end. And this is the link that we use to access the CSV file online. And coming to the class diagram, so the main class here is OpenNLP, which is being extended by other OpenNLP templates, and which is in turn being extended by the other 3 NLP: date, location, and name. These 3 are actually for the case when the text is non-COVID, to extract essential data from that. And then comes the dash controller, which is the main interface with the front end, the connecting back end and the front end. And coming to the scope, as mentioned, apart from the user interface, the models that we have trained can be used to be implemented on social media platforms and other email platforms, so that people getting requests and other stuffs can be classified and people can respond to them quickly. Uh, there is also further scope of improvement in the project, particularly regarding the data set, because the data set wasn't sufficient because it was made by us, it wasn't available. So that is not sufficient, that can be improved, and further the models can be improved.